Lemonade is in the news again today, and it's not good news. So they're touted as the AI automation insurance system. So they're trying to get into our car insurance. They've been doing renter's insurance. They've been doing pet insurance. They've been all over the place. And you see me make videos about them, how their growth plan is not the way I would plan it, and there's possible for them to collapse, right? So there's a lot of things happening. But even worse, they just recently had a breach, and this just happened in March of 2025, where they just realized halfway through the month, only a few days ago from the making of this video, that 17,000+ people's information was leaked in some sort of a breach over the past several months. This has been September of 2024, all the way till they figured out March 14th of 2025. Let's explain how this is going to affect Lemonade and how we think this should affect other insurance companies to learn from. Now, this doesn't have a ton to do with the AI system, because their AI software is more about claims building and more about claims situations. This breach technically has happened several times over in my lifetime, and I've seen it happen more and more and more with owning and running an agency, where we've seen other breaches similar to this. Essentially, the information that was leaked was people's driver's license numbers. Anyone in Texas and anyone in South Carolina, those are the two states where you should be a little bit concerned. More so Texas than anything, because the 90% of it was in Texas and only a few, about 1,700+, were in South Carolina. What that means is that your license could be out there if you recently joined Lemonade since September of 2024 going into March of 2025. If that's the case, you're in Texas or in South Carolina, you may want to talk to them and see if you were part of that breach. Now, they've notified most everybody anyways, but it's something that they've worked on fixing. Personally, I've seen this happen in agencies that I've worked with, actually every agency. So every so often there's companies that don't block the data. And if the information is shared or public or videotaped or whatever the case is, then yeah, that could technically be a breach. Now, in this situation, it's more of an actual fraud breach, where they are warning people that if you are part of their software and you were in those situations, there are steps that you should be taking and monitoring if that happens. We've actually had it happen in our past where I've had that personally, and we've had to monitor it and make sure that no one stole it. They gave my credit back because it was so bad. You can have it, Mark. Here's some extra money for your trouble. Either way, in all seriousness, what I've seen in the past is there are carriers that show your license and show your social security number. Now, that's technically kind of outlawed because it's a protection against the company. The carrier could get sued for tons of reasons for that, and they have to block it off. So now when an agent goes into a system and they're showing your data, there's X's all across the board, and then usually the last four of your license show. That's enough information hidden to where you can't see that. Now, there are other systems that show your license, which I'll be honest is very helpful if you're a licensed agent and have access to do that. Again, this is different than the breach that we're talking about with Lemonade. Theirs was actually an exploit of their software. So a little bit different than being responsible with the information, because it does help us quote other companies to grab your license and grab your VIN to your car and plug that into other software, especially for agencies like ours, where we multiple quote. We have Allstate, Nationwide, Progressive, Safeco, a handful of companies that we work with, and we can plug that data in without you having to give all that information and look it up. It just saves time. Being careful with the information is another thing. We lock our computers, we lock our doors, we have locks on everything, and it's cloud software protected. All of those pieces are supposed to be in place, which is what Lemonade thought was in place. Unfortunately, they realized that's not the case. So if you know anyone that was or have recently joined Lemonade since September of 2024 through March of 2025, March 14th, I think, is technically the end date of that, then you may want to talk to them and share this video with them, that they have to be careful and watch their credit, watch their information. Doesn't necessarily mean that Lemonade's a bad company. This does happen every so often. It is going to get a lot worse news because of it focusing on AI, and a lot of people don't feel like that should be part of any software yet with insurance or legal or financial and all of that. It's just a matter of what caused that glitch. Is it part of just an open software that they built and it just was missing a piece and someone got in and understood it? And so there's pieces like this that are going to happen with companies, especially with software that's going forward. Let me know what your thoughts are. Should this have been fixed? Do you think that this is just a normal thing that everyone sees all the time? Or if you think that Lemonade should just be responsible and pay any damages that are going to come from this? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Mark with Think Insurance. I'll see you in the next one.